What's up? Welcome to another early tease episode of the Big Brain. I'm your host, BigSteve. We're going to do a quick UFC 304 overview and then we're going to make some money on UFC Abu Dhabi.
Shouts out Big Steve.
Shout out Big Steve indeed. Alrighty. Welcome. So, one day later than usual for early teas, I wanted to try something else. Sleep it off. Was quite burnt out. Was quite sick while doing the pod, and I was still quite sick yesterday. Can I blame that for my loss? Yeah, let's just do that. But yeah, I did mention if you force some stuff on the UFC 304 card, you're gonna get burnt, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I blame my mental decisions on my sickness, but we'll quickly get through it. Yeah, we'll stay accountable, and then we'll get into this other card. As I mentioned before, only made $300 on the Cage Warriors. It was just a bunch of parlays, and then I lost 375 on A1. Some of the lines went crazy. Sanchez, one of my favorite dogs to hit on the regionals. He was also a dog in Cage Warriors once and killed Lynch with one punch. Fought Bruno Souza, the karate guy from the UFC, and I just knew that was going to be close 29-28, and he was paying $3.70. And Sanchez ended up dropping him and hurting him multiple times in round two, went to a split. And when the final judge said 30-27, I was celebrating, including Sanchez, and Bruno said, "Oh, it can't be me." And then the judges gave it to him. So, yep, lost 370 there. I thought my bad variance was going to be wiped out for the UFC, but yes, I don't think it was. I don't know about bad variance, but yeah, just bad bets, I think. A lot of bad bets were made. So Shona Bannon at least passed on everything, happy with that. Bannon decision, or split decision even. There was value on the dog, but you would have been burnt. Mick Parkin, I ended up playing the over 2.5 last minute. Shot up to $1.70. It was minus 200 all week. I agreed with the bookies, but I didn't want to play it at minus 200 when he shot up to minus 70. And the distance was even higher. I just thought, wow, there's a ton of value. I hit the same play versus Muhammad Usman. Usman cracked him a bit, and he didn't get dropped or knocked out. And Usman's chinny himself, and I just thought, yeah, this is going to be a low output, bad fight. Webreski's going to get off strikes. He might get taken down, but he's going to survive, and he survived against more dangerous dudes. I know he's chinny, but maybe I overlooked that. I won't be too big too. I went 1,200 on that. So straight away in a hole. Then Sam Patterson, I ended up playing his under 1.5 because it improved quite a bit. The consensus was Sam Patterson usually finishes dudes late in round two. But the people that he does that to is extremely high level of competition in Brave, CF, and whatnot. Once he gets a bum like Kiefer Crosby, Kiefer Crosby's been finished in round one every single time. So I thought, effort, it's probably going to be round one, but under 1.5 gives me a little bit more. And I was going to go big on Sam 1-2, but just the bookie that I use for that stuff, I got limited on, so it's quite annoying. So I won like $50 on that. But won 600 and something. I had $1,000 to win 600 on the under. So that was probably the last proper bet I won for a while. Pardon me, I'm still sick. It's quite annoying. Let me just tell my boy Lou that I'm on now, because he's debating whether to come in live or not. Next we had Modestas Bukakis, Prachnio. Had nothing there. What a shit show fight back and forth. It was hilarity. The big regret was not playing Bukakis round three. I had that feeling because just Prachnio dies, but I just forgot. So that was one regret right there. Oban Elliott, I said this was a shit show fight. I regret. I wanted to play Oban as a dog, but better odds. Peterson, Mush of the Week, Parsons, I should say. All of Twitter on him. Just knew that one was going to be a bad bet. A chalk. Never Parsons, a chalk. But my regret is when Elliott went up to $2.50, I think it was. I seen somewhere. I passed on that, so that was a regret. That's just kind of like you don't have to even think too much about it. And I regret the overs. That had my attention too. Carp, he went up to $1.80. I played the tiniest of sprinkles, $300. I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew that he barely throws, would probably throw even less with the takedown threat. And yeah, no regret. When that fight finished, I said to the boys in the Discord, I think we have a really chance to win this because surely round 3, he got taken, nothing was happening, and then he got taken down. He got into a guillotine, and then Carp landed all the strikes from the bottom, which that's how Elliot almost won the fight, right? Put him in a guillotine and then was just throwing stuff from the bottom. And then it came out 29-28, and all the judges gave Carp round 3. So I actually thought they all gave him round 1. I was surprised. So I think that was a perfectly fine play. Extremely slim margins, like always with Makaev. Shame that Carp broke his toe in round 2. That was his worst round. But yeah, no regrets there. And, perfect staking, $300, not even a quarter unit. Just peanuts. Then here comes the 2 awful bets. Carl Longren, I was completely passing on this fight. I thought, he could be competitive on the feet, and then he could use takedowns to kind of win a minus EV decision. So I was like, no way, I'm playing minus 200. I went deep. I watched these amateur fights. He almost got triangled a couple of times by Nathan Fletcher. And yeah, my friends, taped it and said, oh, wow, have you taped this fight? It could be a multiple unit play. And I said, nah. I said, nah, I disagree. And then I don't know what happened. I just felt like forcing it. So I paid like $1,000 on long range, just half a unit, so I wouldn't get FOMO. So that was a horrible bet. Then I had, my Molly under 2.5, which I said I didn't like with the Wood under 1.5 that I played early in the week with no tape. I didn't end up hedging. I thought it was going to be a good bet. And, he almost was. Molly was the one that almost got knocked out in round 1 multiple times. First with a knee, then a body kick, but props to her. She survives. And then I ended up locking in the worst bet of the day, which was Molly minus 3.5. My gut was just screaming, oh, this is a squash. I need to get on Molly in some other way other than parlaying her. So that same friend was like, oh, yeah, I maxed out the minus 3.5. So I said, I'm going to do the same. That's a good idea. Minus 200. 1,500 to win 750. Horrible bet. At first, I was hating myself. I was like, wow, if I just had the under 2.5, that would cash. But now it's going to ruin my the 3.5 handicap's going to kill my profits when Brazil finishes her. But nothing happened, so I lost both my bets. So that was like 2,200 lost there. So then we go on to Wood, and now at this point I'm down like 4,000 something. Pretty much lost every bet other than my under in the same Patterson. And here we are, and I'm really not pumped about my under 1.5 in a Pineda Wood. I go to hedge, but the over took some action, and now it's the same price as the under. So I can't even hedge. It's the same line available now. And I just leave it. I'm like, whatever. It's going to look value, so whatever happens, happens. And go figure. It looks value. Wood teeps into the gut, drops him, and just sits in his guard like an idiot, like a peasant, like a pleb that he is. English people are the worst. Everyone from the UK is the worst. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I'm joking. But yeah, just sits on him, sits on his guard. And that's exactly why I said if I didn't lock this play in, I would have passed because the grappling would have killed it. Either one can get grappling off. And even when Pineda reversed him, he never in chance of subbing him. Wood just sitting in his guard, surviving. So yeah, lost another $750 there. And that was my max, 5,300 for the day. At that stage, the worst loss I've had all year. I went back to have a check. 4,000 something was the worst. I think it was a Volkanovski Topuria fight card. So I was like, oh, well, here's what it is. I'll just, I've got the whole main card, even though I've got no bets. A couple of live bets will save me here. Arnold Allen, I was going to live bet him at pick him in round 2. Then the doorbell rang. Worst timing. No one ever comes over. And then someone came to drop off some food because we're all sick, me and my misso. So come back, he's $1.30. So that was a live bet. Missed it. Then Gregory Rodriguez, if you listen to the pod, I said, heard Big Brain has CTE. I might have CTE just from too much tape. Gregory Rodriguez, I said this is the one money line that I feel good about on the whole card. And it's plus money. We never get Gregory Rodriguez plus money. If you watch that Armin fight for Christian Duncan, how could you not play Rodriguez? And then, I don't know, I guess because I was destroyed. And then and also the fight was a pick'em. I passed. And Go figure. Gregor Rodriguez, 30-27. Paddy Pimblett, nothing here. I kind of leaned green, but I just had a bad feeling, so I left it. So, not all bad. Under 1.5 in Aspinall, Curtis Blades, that definitely should have been a play. And Bilal Mohammed, I said I was going to play him, but I didn't. I had my finger on the live bet button. Unfortunately, whenever I went to live bet and I called up at the best number, but then Bilal ended up locking his hands always at the worst time and dumping him. I'd always go to like money, $1,000 over the few rounds, and I ended up winning $2,000 on Bilal. So that ended up being 3,300 loss. Nowhere near the biggest loss. So just whatever. Bilal saved me. And yeah, ended up profiting 300 and something dollars for the month. So still on only 2 months negative out of 7, which I said I usually go down twice per year maximum. But yeah, this was kind of like a break even. So a little bit annoying when you lose all your month's work in one day, but it was a pretty average month anyway. So is what it is. Down to about 25, 26,000 profit, but shit happens. I'm pretty positive, whatever. It's good to be up this much. You don't have to be scared. You're nowhere near break even. You're nowhere near minus. So we'll just keep tackling August hard, aggressively. We got a contender series, and we're going to smash it. Hopefully in a few days I won't be sick. So everything is looking up Millhouse. What do we got for comments? Lou Betcha. Finally something to plagiarize before my next show. Yeah, nice. Lou Betcha. She got kicked in the liver and still didn't end. Yes, it's quite annoying. And the balls. She got knee. I assume you're just talking about Molly. She got kneed right in the clitoris. That was great. That was brutal. But yeah, what can you do? Other than that, the card was quite annoying, quite boring. I expected a lot more. There was a lot of interesting fights, and all the interesting fights just made me depressed. So yeah. Tristan, thanks for listening, my friend. Do you have a spreadsheet template to track your bets, or how you do it? Oh, I have this bad boy, my friend. I have books, and I do my tape study in there, and then I go through it, and I color code it, and highlight all my bets and my winnings, and then my last year's recap show, I had my spreadsheet. I have 6 years of spreadsheets on a program, and I input it on the computer. Every single event. If I lose $10, if I win $5, I put everything in. I put the date, and then I finalize the month, and I add the month, and I add where I'm at. All year is like 170,000 all time, and then the year is like 26, and then I just look at that, and then I look at my months, and June was the best month actually, like 10 units, and then the rest was whatever. 6 units. Beaver, if you had to smash Shauna or Alice, yeah, Alice hands down. Shauna is just average as UK chick, with fake plastic lips. SC for all locked in. Damn, I disagree with the boys, but yeah, Shauna's average. She's mid. She's got a weird body too. Look, not saying Elise is any, it's great, but she's brunette. She's at least natural. She's thick. I'll give her one. Alrighty, let's get into this card, shall we? And I barely even looked at the odds. I tried to yesterday, but I was just burnt out. It was just a depresso session. But the Bilal actually excited me a bit. But yeah, I just thought I'd give myself a break and start fresh today. Alrighty, so first fight, Cedriques Dumas. Dennis Tulin. Wow, -200 on Dumas. I mean, he's probably got some advantages. Definitely the record. 11-9 for Dennis Tulin. I'm surprised this guy still has fights in the UFC. But yeah, what is there to say about this fight? I mean, Dumas should win. He grapples every now and then. I don't think Dennis hits that hard with shit cardio. But yeah, minus 200, forget it. Forget it. He just got ran through by Junior Park, and his only win is Jamie Pickett. So they've been giving him tough guys. So yeah, I mean, nothing here. There is no way I'm playing minus 200 on Cedricus Dumas. All right, let's move on. Jay Herbert versus Rolando Bedoya. Jose, Molly or Sam? It's tough one, mate. Tough one. Alrighty. Jay Herbert, wow. Decent sized favorite here too. Let me just refresh with Jay Herbert. I mean, he's not really a favorite kind of guy either. I know the Bedoya is dropping down, right? So that's bullish. Natural weight class. Split to Chaos Williams and then a unanimous to Kenan Song. That's not really a good look. Kenan Song, pretty average fighter. Barely UFC level. Jay Herbert. Yeah, Jay Herbert got soundly beat by Faraz Yam in the last one. He has a win over Carl Nelson. I think he's the last person to beat Carl Nelson before his little streak. I think that's what's driving this line, probably. I mean, Doo Ho Choi would have beat him if not for the headbutt. But yes. I mean, this is an interesting fight. It's got some power. Bedoya has the durability. Herbert has the skill and power. I don't know. It's got to be Dogger Pass. Dogger Pass. Straight away, I'm starting with two fights that I have to tape. I literally can't give any leans pre-tape. All right. Victoria Dudakova, Sam Hughes. This is interesting. I assume Dudakova is going to be a decent favorite. Wow, minus 200. Jeez, not a good start. Not a good start already. You know what? Let me whip out fight odds, best fight odds. Because I'm pretty sure we have totals this time, unlike last time. Yeah, I'm not really interested in Dudakova at minus 200. It's like, whatever. She seems to have a lot of health issues ever since that start. It just keeps coming back. Her win over Maria Silva, who's killing it in KSW, is aged quite well. And I'm pretty sure Sam Hughes was just getting grappled by Yasmin Yaragui in the last one. Yeah, Sam just exists. She just exists, and she just wins when the other girl stops existing. Popeyes. Bedoya isn't looking as flabby on Instagram. Well, that's to be expected at his natural weight class, I guess. Does best fight odds? Okay, I was gonna say fight odds. I didn't know that they had bet online. What do we got? So we're gonna go through. So the first fight then is Tallulah and Dumas. The under is set at under 1.5. Over is quite juiced. Yeah, makes sense. Neither one of these guys has one punch KO power. I have to look into that. Bedoya, Jay Herbert, 2.5 rounds. Over to chalk. Yeah, it makes sense. Sam Hughes, Dudakova. It's going to be another one of those. Same thing, minus 2. Jesus. $1.20 over 2.5. Makes complete sense. Let's move on. Oh, we've got a good fight here. Goram Putalate, Jordan Vucenic. I didn't really watch Jordan Vucenic's last one. I just, I parlayed him and I played his under, easy money. He got a guillotine. He's quite a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, at least for Cage Warrior standards. And he used to strike a lot more, but now he's just submitting everyone, which is probably his best path. I'm glad he's in the UFC. I don't know what the UFC were doing. Like, Cage Warrior is extremely, extremely low level these days, and they've got a bunch of guys that are probably UFC ready. They had Paul Hughes ready as well. They had James Hendon and then Hendon had to go to Octagon because they weren't signing him. But they signed Morgan Charrier before that. It's just weird decisions. But he's in. He's got his UFC shot. He's fighting Goram Kutateladze. Sick fight. Can't wait. Goram is just a bit washed to me. Let's see his last fight. Okay, he didn't pull out of his last fight against Al Savadi. Savadi pulled out. Oh, that was meant to be on this card. Yeah, he's a good fighter. He just lost to Damir Ismagulov. I think they robbed him. I think he was a little bit lucky to win the Gamrot fight. So, high-level guys. And Elvis Brenner fight, he was winning and then he got knocked out. So high-level opponents, and he's, either barely losing or barely winning. But he can slow down a bit. He's quite physical. What is he? 32. He's not even that old, but he just kind of seems to be having some wear and tear on his body. Yeah, this is an interesting fight. I'm excited to look into this one properly. I think Goram would definitely be lighting up Jordan early. The Paul Hughes fight, Paul just lit him up, shut both his eyes. Goram has good get-ups, so how much can Jordan get? How much grappling success can he get? We'll have to see. A great fight. High-level fight. Excited about this one. Speaking of excited, Shamil Gaziev, Dontel Mays. Yes. They've definitely given Shamil a step down after his main event blunder. He should win, and there's a chance that he might run through Dontel Mays early as well. The under 2.5 took some action. It was a lot higher. Last night when I checked, there was a few things I liked, but I didn't want to lock things in before tape. A pretty bad track record with those bets over and over again, so I don't need to keep making the same mistake. But yeah, that took a bit of action. If anything, I'll just do like Shamil round one. Like what's Dontel Mays' finishing equity? It's probably nothing. But yeah, Shamil should run through him unless he's completely blown it. Mohamed Yaha versus Kai Fernandez. Yaha's pretty average. Played peak in his debut as a dog, and then just so much money came in on him over the week when people realized how bad this Yaha guy is chinny. Kai Fernandez, I don't think this guy's amazing. I think he's just like he's just the LFA dude, nothing special. So, but I wouldn't mind this under. If this is the good Kai Fernandez that has a lot of finishes, potentially can run through Yaha. But yeah, as a parlay piece, I don't think so. If anything, this Yaha guy is, he's a good kickboxer, at least with his own power. So, Tristan, Dudakova Hughes under 2.5. Yeah, but who finishes who, Herbert Bedoya said it over 2.5. Yeah, it's just bad odds. All right, let's move on. All right, Alonzo Manfield, Azemat Merzakhanov. So, I favor Merzakhanov. I'm not really a Manfield fan, never have been. Now, this is one under that I like. I guarantee you it's absolutely destroyed today. No, it's not. So, I thought both these guys have finishing potential on the 1.5 rounds. So, if anything, I'll just play that. But according to fight odds, it's still sticking at that number. Actually, yesterday when I was going to play it, the limits were only 250, so I left it. But yeah, that's the spot. Merzakhanov minus 200. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Like, he is good. He's definitely better than Manfield, but Manfield has that volatility and bonk factor. So Joel Alvarez, Elvis Brenner. This is a sick fight. Interesting that money's coming on Alvarez. He's a guard puller. He can strike. He's long. His striking seems to be improving, but he's got no takedown defense. And Alvarez will get takedowns whenever he feels like it. So quite interesting at this. Interesting by this line movement. Wouldn't mind looking into it. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure Brenner had a war with Oralby in his last one. They actually dropped him in the last second. Like, this guy will swing, fight for your money. Yeah, this is this fight has my attention. And Alvarez wasn't looking amazing against the Casey. Yes, submitted him, which was probably always going to happen. That's on the list. Mackenzie Dern, Lupita Godinez, this was on the list for weeks. I never got looked into it. Just one of those fights where you want to tackle first because the line seems wrong, but that's when Dern was a dog. She's now the favorite, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she's the favorite. I get it. People are fading Lupita because she does stupid shit. She's playing the Jiu-Jitsu game with Vera, so why shouldn't she play the Jiu-Jitsu game with Mackenzie Dern, right? So it makes sense for Dern to be the favorite, but I don't know. It's just Mackenzie Dern fights, man. There's a certain level of volatility and stuff that's just it makes it really hard to bet or to get excited about. Every single fight that she's in, every single fight. Tony Ferguson, Michael Chiesa. What do we do with this fight, boys? What do we do with this fight? Chiesa should win, but he's completely washed too. Over under 2.5, almost a pick him. I mean, how is Chiesa going to finish Tony? I guess he could take his back and submit him, but Tony still seems to be all there when it comes to his jiu-jitsu. It's just the takedown defense is still bad, like it's always been. I don't think he has the power or potentially his own submissions to submit. Maybe the over's the spot here. Chiesa hasn't fought in so long, I have to see who he's fought. I think it was Holland, right? That was a good play right there on Holland, the juice. People were trying to fade Holland because he was going to get grappled, but people are not looking at the second layer of tape here. Like, yeah, he should be able to grapple Holland if he's an elite wrestler and not a guy that flakes the first sign of adversity. Yeah, he got beat by Brady, he got beat submitted by Luque, got submitted by Holland. Yeah, I mean, does the UFC know something? Do they think Tony's capable of dicing him? Wow, Tony's been on such a big losing streak and he's still 25-10. I expected something a lot more salty. Yeah, he dropped Bobby. He didn't do too much against Pimbler, but it kind of like made Pimbler pull guard in round 3. Looked awful against Nate Diaz. Yeah, it's Tony a pass. Can you imagine? How washed is Michael Chiesa? 36 years old. Hey, he only hasn't fought in a year. That Kevin Holland fight wasn't that long ago. I wonder if I'll be brave enough to play Tony. I know people playing Tony against Paddy, which is quite wild. Surely they'll be back. All right, Marlon Vera versus Davison Figueiredo. This is one fight that I also wanted to tape, and I thought, wow, Marlon Vera as a dog against, in my opinion, a washed Figueiredo that's moved up in weight class. That's got to be the side, and then money just keeps coming in on Figgy more and more. And what's the? Someone tell me what's the read here? Like, Figgy just beat a completely washed Font, and washed. What's his name? Cody Garbrandt, and now he's a decent sized favorite against Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera, yeah, I get it. He's got his faults. We've seen, Cory Sandhagen easily shut him down. We've seen other people shut him down up until he knocked him out. Frankie Edgar and competitive fights with Davey Grant. Rob Font just valuing him up by quite a lot, and then just dropping Font in every single thing. But why can't he do that to Figueiredo? Figueiredo, sure, he can probably get takedowns, but on the feet, Marlon's going to be longer. 5'8", 70-inch versus 5'5", 68 inches, not that long, but he's going to kick. When he gets going, like in that Pedro Munoz fight, that was when I rewatched that, I appreciated his boxing quite well. Round 3 he beat the piss out of Munoz. If he can win one round or round 3 is going to be pretty brutal for Davison Figueiredo. So yeah, it's clear dog or pass. I have to tape it and understand what the deal with this money is. Obviously, he ate a lot of crap against Sean O'Malley. But I think this guy's on different trajectories. He's still only 31 years of age. Alrighty, Shara Magomedov versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Interesting short notice fight. Yeah, I mean, Mikhail is still in his garage. I might have to play him. It's not like Shara looked amazing in the last one. He's now coming against a really aggressive boxer that can probably get takedowns as well. It's a dog or pass for me. What are the odds? Yeah, money just keeps coming in on Shara. It's a dog or pass for me. What are the... Wait, let me have a look at the Marlon Vera totals. Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely juiced to the over. Hey, maybe Marlon Vera has potential finish upside against Wash, Davis, and Figueiredo. Figueiredo's been finished twice by Moreno down at flyweight, so maybe the under 2.5 for Marlon Vera. He hits hard. He cracks. Bit to piss out of Pedro Munoz. But yeah, Mikhail Olszewski dog or pass. I have to look into it. I know he's still training out of his shed, his garage. Shara can probably hurt him to the body. What's the under? The under 1.5 is plus money. I want to look into that. Mikhail Olszewski always goes under, and he will come for the kill too. Especially not training properly. He probably knows he doesn't have much cardio, so he's going to come out strong. So yeah, he's a kill or be killed. So I'll look into that. I think Cory, Sandhagen, Umar, Nurmagomedov. You know, I get it. I get this theme. You know, the Umar, the Magomedov name and hype. I'll have to look into it to see if he will actually cover. You know, traditionally, Cory Sandhagen usually loses to physical people or physical wrestlers. It's not like Umar's not good on the feet, so maybe he can keep it competitive and wrestle to, you know, a pretty convincing decision. But I have to look into this one. It's quite juicy. A lot of juice on this card. Over 3.5 juiced, under 3.5 plus money. I mean, there's a world where Umar gets a rear naked choke. He's got elite back takes. He almost finished the backsat guy a bunch of times. Backsat showed good heart and survivability. Yeah, he finished Sergey Morozov with a rear naked choke. Yeah, maybe the under is the value side here. Alrighty. Big Bird. Who do you think hits harder, Steven? COVID, Bruno Brazil body kick, or Chad for drinks deep? Probably Bruno Brazil, to be honest. COVID is soft, and Chad is just even softer. Greg Lee, how's your tummy feeling? Tummy's fine, mate. SC for all. Why are you on Figgy at chalk? Can you give me an appropriate rationale so I can understand you and the public? And maybe fade. Not you, but just, you know, fade the mush. Alrighty. I've been relatively quick, 33 minutes, so let's look what regionals we got this week. You know, I gotta start August with a bang. I gotta bounce back. I gotta get over 30,000 and keep going. So let's see. The regionals are gonna cop it. We got Natasha versus Bruna Ellen. Interesting LFA. And all the boys were on Ellen last time. The line is obviously going to be a lot more narrow. James Gonzalez, co-main event. That's a good fight versus this Lulu guy. What do we got? Jake Woodley. I don't know any of these guys, so whatever. What else we got? Fury FC, I'll tackle that, that's for sure. August 2nd. PFL, these are all the day before UFC. PFL, don't never usually rush to take PFL. I absolutely hate it. It's just become like Bellator now. Dennis Goldsov, Tim Johnson. I want to look at some of these odds. What do we got? Ryzen, LFA, PFL. Here we go. Oh wait, we got odds for LFA too. Yeah, Bruna Allen, Natasha's pretty much pick 'em. Rubbish. PFL, Goltsov, huge favorite. I tell you what, Timothy Johnson has potential to run through Goltsov, round 1 KO. Goltsov's a flake. Dakota Ditcheva, yeah, good fight against Jenna Bishop. Finally, a warm body for her to test herself against. Popov versus Vassell. Vassell has a chance to crack him. Talia Santos versus Liz Camouche. Good fight. Good test for Liz and Santos. Sergey versus Terrell Fortune rematch. I mean, Fortune beat him last time, so I don't know why Sergey's minus 200. That's going to be a volatile under 1.5 potentially. Alex Brigande, obviously, is getting a squash match. Cody Law getting Zachary Hicks. Zachary Hicks, this guy was submitted on Challenger Series by Kelly, like 1 round. The boy Cassio is coming back, and now he's a $1.40 favorite. That can't be right. Jalil Willis, massive favorite of Anthony Ivy. That can't be right. He's not that good. He's not that good at all. Oh, here we go. We got Fury odds. Austin Lingo in the main event. Cut from the UFC. My only issue is I don't really know any of these guys, so I can't give any Fury odds. UAE Warriors. Oh, is that all we got? I kind of thought we had a big regional week. No, not really. What's on next week? Invicta. Bleh. Spivak Tabora main event, like we all asked for. Contender Series next week. All right. The week after, actually. That is what I'm excited about. I'm going to bring on my boy Subliminal for some good Contender Series breakdowns. We usually clean up. SC4, you're still here, man? You're going to tell me why you like Figgy? Pathetic. It's all right, I'll find you. Alrighty, that's about it. I mean, a lot of chalk, a lot of fights that I kind of have to tape first to have a read. But right away for the early teas, I'm going to start with Goram, Vucenic. I think Bayadoya has some value. And look at this Gaziev unders and Azemat. Manfield's going to get my attention ASAP. And yeah, definitely Joel Alvarez, Elvis Brenner. Marlon Vera too. Alrighty. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you in a few days for the final pod. Peace out.